How quickly did you figure out? And it sounds like you understood hockey from both angles, like the fact of being an athlete, living the lifestyle, but also that it's a business. And it sounds like that was a real business decision. When did that creep into your mind as far as like, no, I'm doing this because it's my career?
Yeah, I would say like just like going through the ringer in St. Louis. Like I had two really good years in the American Hockey League, and I had good value. And St. Louis, to their credit, had a really veteran team and really good players, especially on the right side of the defense. They had obviously Petrangelo, they had Shattenkirk for my first 2 years, as well as Colton Parayko. So I saw like very quickly, like no matter what they told me, despite signing out of college, that I probably wasn't going to be a fit for at least kind of the role I was in terms of a power play guy, even just getting minutes. Like, Petrangelo's playing 27 minutes. You got Shaddy's playing 22, and then Pareko was playing like 13 at the time. And I knew it was just how big of a freak athlete he was. So I kind of saw where I was at. And I was like, yo, like I might need to get out of here because I don't think I'm really going to get the reps I need. Even when I get to the National League, it's like I'm going to be playing like 8 minutes a night. And I get that you got to, earn your stripes. But I saw from that time, I was like, I would just have conversations with the GM, that even Doug Armstrong or my agent, being like, yo, like if you can move Jordan while he still has stock, like let him go play somewhere else. But they didn't want to do that because, again, a lot of those GMs, they don't want to look bad, or they don't want to, if you trade a guy for less value and he ends up becoming the player that you project him to be, well, then again, they look stupid. So I think I really saw it from a business standpoint, where I was in the stable for a long time. And then it got to the point where, they held on to me for so long and didn't really utilize me how I should have been used. And, that's a little bit on me, a little bit on them, whatever. It's not always the team's fault. The players got to play too with what they're given. But I just thought I really saw it from a business standpoint, like really early on, especially when you're looking at your buddies that are coming out of college and they're in lineups, they're playing, and you're like if I was here, maybe I get a better chance. But I ultimately got, kind of just dwindled down to a point where I had no stock. So then you fast forward to a year later, I'm in Toronto and I'm competing for a 5-6-7 job on a one way. It doesn't go as planned. And now I'm like, well, okay, I got to get somewhere else. COVID. And then by the time I got to Tucson, I really saw like I was cooked. I was 27, playing on an AHL one-way contract. Like that's how quickly it can change for a lot of guys. And you can see the business standpoint. They always say like you go from prospect to suspect really quickly. And I knew I was probably going to be going to Europe the next year. So then I was like, well, it's a business decision at this point, because I'm going to be on a bird to Finland or Russia in the next 6 weeks. Like I can't risk getting hurt. So that's when I really like saw it firsthand, like right away, how big of a business it is. And, sometimes it doesn't come down to your playing ability. It just comes down to fit. And, it is what it is. I'm not the first guy to tell a story that way of it not really going your way.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You were a black ace on that 19 Stanley Cup winning team. So I'm curious to know, did you get a ring and not your name on the mug, or how did that work out at the end of the season?
Yeah, so I played 20 games. I made the team out of camp. I was there till the trade deadline, or maybe a little before the All-Star break. And at that point, I was playing like every other game. I played, I think, 20 out of the first 50 games or 45 games. And every time I would play, I thought I was pretty good, but I was only playing like 8 to 13 minutes. And then I started getting scratched, like probably got scratched. I think I went on like a 10-game heater of getting scratched, and I was getting fed up. I was like, yo, like, can we figure something out here? Maybe it's getting moved or going somewhere else, because you guys aren't really utilizing me. It's my 6th year in the organization. Like, what's going on here? So then I hit the waiver wire right around the All-Star break, cleared, because it was like right before the roster freeze. Not saying I would have got picked up, but I would have a better chance if it was earlier in the year. So I go down to San Antonio, and that's when I knew I was so mad. I was so pissed off. I was back in the jungle. I knew I probably wasn't coming up. I had asked for a trade, and basically that's when they just buried me. And I kind of just was like, had a bad attitude. And so I didn't end up even black acing on that team. I played 20 games that year, but I didn't even, we were kind of just mutually both done with each other. It was a bad ending in a sense of just, how it worked out. But I mean, for those guys, it was tough watching those games, especially being at home, being like, not that I would have been playing, but even just to be around it. But I was definitely happy for longtime roommate Jordan Binnington, because just what he fought through. So I was still on the happy side for him. But yeah, man, that one stung a little bit for sure. Just knowing that they got a ring, and just would have been nice to be a part of that.
Where's the happy medium on that though? Because, and I totally understand what you're talking about. When you're getting scratched, you're not getting the opportunities, you're sour, you're pissed off because you want to play. And it's like, I have value. I can give to you. I'm giving you my everything. You just have to allow me to give it to you. But then they bury you, and you're like, well, why are you burying me? I care so much. And now you're both pissed off with each other. Like, where do you think that happy medium should be?
It's so hard, man. And you make such a good point of trying to find that. And when you're young too, and you're young, dumb, full of cum, you're just like fired up the whole time, and you're just, riding this wave of emotions. You never really, at least for me, had been through adversity in hockey my whole life. Like, it was always just, all right, where are you playing next year? Step in, top 4, power plays. Everything was just handed to me. And when you don't get that, and especially even grinding the years prior to earn opportunity after opportunity and being sent down, called up, I think you get to your point of you boil over. But in the same sense, there's no bad days in the NHL, and I wish I would have realized that, and just more so just been more. I wish I would have had more just like one-on-one meetings too with GMs versus getting the agent involved. Like, just, hey, let's sit down and talk this out. What do you see here? This is what I'm seeing. Versus getting the agent in the way, and then it's a game of telephone a little bit. So I think just in terms of handling it is I think it's a lot of the times, I think just even, like I said, just maybe talking to a GM just chin on chin, like just a man to a man versus getting the agent involved, I think would have done me better. I think it would have cleared up communication. And then ultimately, you just wish, both parties could find common ground. But at that point, I think the damage was done. So it's hard, man. It's really hard to manage, especially when you're given everything and you're doing the bag skates and the workouts. But I think you got to almost step aside and have someone tell you, like, okay, what's the alternative of this right now? Like, would you rather stay in the league and be a 7, or would you rather go down and ride the bus in San Antonio? Paychecks aren't as good. The lifestyle's not as good, but maybe if you just ride it out here and be a good soldier, your time will come. But that's kind of managing the impatience of it all, and what comes with it.
Well, it's so easy to say too, because even like just to think of my experiences, if I had Dave come down and shake me and say, listen, you're frustrated, but life's still pretty good, right? Or same thing with you. Like, you life's good, man. You're a first-round pick. You're making good change. You're just coming down from the show. Just take a step back, take a deep breath. So easy to say, but in the moment, this is my life's work. I've dedicated everything to you, and maybe it's a little bit of ego investment, because I don't think you get to that level or any level of excellence in anything without having some degree of ego.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And when you're 24, 25, you're not seeing the ball like you would be even at our age now. And you kind of just you can kind of go back and realize, like, well, it was, if you would have, again, just stuck it out, been a good soldier, like, you've been a good dude, like now you have that good mojo around you versus, maybe how they view you as just like a punk or a kid that's like, expects more than what he should be getting. So I think that's where not only having someone that's gone through it, whether that's an advisor or a family friend, or if you're lucky enough to have a parent that plays like that, those like invaluable lessons, I think, are really big and definitely what kids could use, especially going through similar things. So yeah, man, it's definitely, when you're just doing it, especially the first person in your family or your, whatever, it's like, there's a lot of shit going on that you don't really realize at the time, and just be patient. I think play the long game is kind of what I would have maybe done different.
We do a hockey podcast called Sling the Biscuit every single Sunday. The clips, the bite-sized chunks are right here. Only the hits, the full-length show, which you don't want to miss, is right here. That's Dave. I'm Travis. We'll see you soon.